new entrees from our winter grill menu. Only until March 24th.
Bruce McNall has boldly defied the conventional wisdom. He's established his hockey kingdom along the balmy beaches of Southern California. Now he's targeting Toronto as the capital of his football empire. McNall makes moves that fans would make, if they only could.
If I fail, I fail.
So, famous picture. This is going to bring back memories. Bruce McNall, John Candy, and Wayne Gretzky from back in the day. Bruce McNall, man, I have not spoken to you for a long time. Great to talk to you.
Nice hearing from you too, Michael, finally.
Yeah, you and I were buddies for a while. You were on OTR maybe 2004. We kept in touch, and then who'd you drop me for, Bruce? Who'd you drop me for?
I think it was probably Jim Hill at CBS, something like that. I don't know.
I can accept that. Are you still making real trouble with your ridiculous niceness? Because it's been your niceness that has always gotten you in trouble.
It continues, I'm afraid. Yep. Thankfully, no trouble yet, but I still try to be nice to everybody, for good or bad.
Okay, quickly, and then we'll move on to some issues. What are you doing now?
Well, I'm co-chairman of a film company called A-Mark Entertainment, where we finance various independent motion pictures, and that's been going fine. And I'm on the board of directors of a charity called Procon.org, which I work on quite a bit. We can talk about that a little bit. And also, I still stay in touch with the Kings quite a bit, and anything I can do to support those guys, I do as well.
Okay, so Procon.org.
They were even nice enough to give me a ring, believe it or not. Isn't that nice? They actually gave me the Stanley Cup ring.
You have a Stanley Cup ring? Wow.
Yeah, they gave me the Stanley Cup ring. Isn't that nice? Luke decided that, and I guess Tim Lewicki and the guys said, you know, you were helpful to keep us going, so we want to give you a ring. So that was very nice of them.
Can I make an inappropriate joke? Are you okay if I push it there? Do I know you well enough to do it?
You could do anything, you know that.
Okay, so tell me, is that ring real or is it fake? Okay, let's move on.
I'm trying to make copies out of it right now so I can sell them. You know, I'm going to make a few copies.
Good for you. Pros and cons, you were talking about it. Pros and cons of Gary Bettman as a commissioner, one on either side.
Well, I think the pros is he found a way to keep the business vibrant and going somehow, despite all the issues that took place with some of the franchises that are having trouble. You know, the con is, I think in a way, he had sort of a bad rap. You know, I hired him, basically, and I think from the day that began, when he was the NBA guy, you know, he's always viewed that way, and I think it's sort of a con against him, which is really not fair. Pros and cons of the Gretzky trade. Well, I think the pros were obviously it helped to make awareness in this whole entire Sunbelt area of hockey. Did a lot for that. I think the con is, in some ways, that what Wayne and I tried to do, which was to expand into some of these cities, hasn't really worked. And I think that's the con of it all. It's we tried something, but there's only one Wayne Gretzky, so it didn't work, you know, by going outside of that our own area here that well. But I think it was both good and bad. This is a little more challenging. Pros and cons of having an independent neurologist decide when a hockey player or a football player can return to a game. Well, that's a good question. I think the pros are that having somebody independent is probably a good idea, just to be safe. You don't want to have the franchise, you know, blamed for something if, in fact, it's not the case. And I guess the con of it is that, you know, you do have a staff, and you have a medical staff, and to go outside the medical staff, you know, is not a very, doesn't give a lot of support to the medical staff that you've actually hired. So I think it goes both ways. Okay, OTR at TSN.ca for OTR Extended. Before we tell people to go there, tell us about March of Dimes and what you're doing and how you're raising money. Well, the two charities, the one I'm the director of, Procon.org, and the March of Dimes Canada, are putting on a huge golf tournament. We have in Palm Springs on March 2nd. We have a tremendous lineup of celebrities coming. We've got George Lopez and Cheech Marin and Craig T. Nelson, Joe Pesci, a lot of Luke Robitaille is coming, so forth. It'll be a lot of fun, and we're raising money for, again, Procon.org, which is an educational website that attracts millions and millions of people every year and helps people think clearly about the important issue of the day. And, of course, the March of Dimes Canada has been around for 60 years. You know, it helps the disabled people, kids, adults, everybody, and it's very, very, it is. I think it's a great charity. It is. Good for you. We'll hear more about that, more pros and cons. Go to OTR Extended.
Off the Record with Michael Landsberg.
Brought to you by the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. For great steaks, good friends. See you tonight. Michael Landsberg's wardrobe provided by Got Style. Voted Toronto's best menswear store.